Russell Boy, Russell Boy, Russell Boy. Man, if ain't Russell Boy, what you doing? Look here, look here. Russell Boy don't own any of these wrestling images. Wrestling Boy don't own any of these wrestling videos. Russell Boy don't own any of these wrestling names. The only thing Russell Boy owns is the Russell Boy and the Russell Boy logo. That's it. If you don't like his opinions, that's cool, but don't be coming up here and hating. If you are, you can kiss his. Hey, stop being so vulgar. Goodness gracious, we're on YouTube. Stop it. Stop it. My God, start the video. You need to stop it. Hey, man, hope y'all doing okay, man. I'm going to do a reaction video with Kenny Omega going to Impact Wrestling after winning the AEW Heavyweight Championship title from Jon Moxley. I already had a feeling that he was going to win that belt. The reason why was Jon Moxley was kind of having a long run. But anyways, man, sit back with me, man, and just chill. And let me just do the reaction video, man. I hope y'all like it. Here we go. Let's do it.
Champ is here. Would I ride with me, huh? Yeah. Well, long time no see. How you doing, buddy? Good. How are you? Yeah, doing fine. See you, Josh. Check it out. Yeah. Gentlemen, thank you for your... I just cut you off. Just let me cut you off. Do you want to witness a little history? Have you ever seen history? I don't think you have. We got a special treat on behalf of the Real World Champion and Don Callis. The ceremonial changing of the nameplate. Says Jon Moxley now still. Been a little while. Time to change it. We wanted to wait and do it here. This normally would have happened on AEW television, but Kenny Omega wanted to give a gift to the Impact. Cha-cha! So just kind of talk amongst yourself, Josh. I'm going to just get this thing off here so we can do the changing and the switch on this television program. You like that, kid?
So while you're doing that, Don, as we've been talking about throughout the broadcast this past Wednesday night on AEW Dynamite on TNT, you were there for commentary. And as you said, at Full Gear, you and Kenny are family. But it jumped off commentary, and you physically got involved in the match. And while we'll get to that, my first question is, how long has this been in the works?
You know what, Josh? Just hold off. Let's have a little history here. Let's give the people a little show. Kenny Omega nameplate. We got to see it here first. Kenny, look, I got the old Jon Moxley nameplate.
Well, we didn't hear it anymore. Hey, you were close with Ambrose, right? Tough Enough season 1, right?
He's an old Stanford student.
You want a little bit of a souvenir?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't need it.
Oh, we don't need that.
All right.
You wanted to know, I think, when this all started, and people like you that kind of.
Now, I mean, I think it's kind of creative what they did with AEW joining Impact Wrestling. I think that was very creative. At first, I was kind of like, why? I thought it looked weak on Impact Wrestling's behalf because I was like, why? And like they was like, it's like Impact Wrestling, man, just fell off, man. They fell off bad, you know. I think I don't know who ruined that company, but honestly, to me, I think they messed up when they put Hulk Hogan in that company. That's how I feel. They messed up when they put Hulk Hogan in that company because it's just like everything just went downhill, you know. And Kurt Angle left, Sting left, Bobby Roode left, you know. It just went downhill for me. But I mean, it's like they're giving life to it again. I mean, Sam McCalmahan is a good bad guy, but it just seems like I don't know. But AEW to me, they just have too many people on the roster. Like it's an overflow of talent, and they don't have enough things for them to do. Like Brian Cage just seems like he's floating around. It just seems like and it's too many bad guy groups. Like usually you're supposed to have like one or two. Man, these people got a dozen of bad guy groups. But anyways.
Live moment to moment in your lives. Kenny Omega and I think in years. You want to know when this started? You probably expect me to go last week. No, not 2 weeks ago, not 2 years ago, not even 2 decades ago, 27 years ago, this happened when I was trained as a professional wrestler by the Golden Sheik, who was a wrestler in Canada. You know what? Do we have the Sheik's picture? Hey, bring that. There we go. There you are. That's your boy there with your uncle. It's my uncle. The Golden Sheik was Kenny Omega's uncle. He not only trained me as a wrestler, he was my manager, and he took me in and he took care of me. And 27 years ago, he introduced me to his nephew, a 10-year-old curly-haired kid named Kenny. And for all of Kenny's formative years, I have looked after Kenny like the Sheik looked after me. And Kenny always had something special, and I've always been there. I've always been the invisible hand in his life, like I've been in professional wrestling for the last number of years. Did you really think, Josh Matthews, that I got back into this business 5 years ago to do a podcast? Is that what you thought? Did you people honestly think that I came back out of a successful international business career to be the color commentator for New Japan Pro Wrestling? No. It was all part of the plan. It was all part of the plan for me to be next to Kenny when he won the IWGP Heavyweight title. It was all part of the plan for me to come to Impact Wrestling like I did Josh. It was all part of the plan when Tony Khan invited me into his house very graciously at Kenny's request to call Kenny's match.
I think it was kind of brilliant how they had Kenny Omega turn into a bad guy. Because, I mean, they didn't want to make Jon Moxley look weak. And, but, I mean, let's be real. Kenny Omega has the talent to beat Jon Moxley. But, you know, it is what it is. But I think it was kind of brilliant. You know, that's me.
Won the tournament over Adam Page. It was all part of the plan when I was such a good guy that Tony Khan graciously invited me back into his house to call the world title match against Jon Moxley. You see, Kenny and Don Callis, we're family. Most people in wrestling don't understand anything about that. What we do is change history. We've done it, Kenny, not just once, but twice. We did it 3 years ago, almost to the day, when I booked Kenny Omega with Chris Jericho in the Tokyo Dome. The match changed the course of wrestling history. The match that Tony Khan said gave birth to AEW. He said it himself, Don. He did. He said it himself many, many times. A lot of people take credit for what we accomplished. They have. And for all you people...
I don't think Kenny Omega need a mouthpiece because Kenny Omega can talk. You know, I mean, he can talk on that mic. But, I mean, let's see where they go with this. I mean, I just think it was cool how they invaded the spot, you know, and then especially, yeah, like Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega, man, that was a good match. But like I said, I don't think Kenny Omega needs a mouthpiece, but he does need a partner, you know, to do that dirty work, because every villain needs like a partner to do his dirty work, you know what I mean, when he's down and out.
Love AEW, it's great. You're welcome. You should send thank you cards to me and Kenny Omega, because we made that happen. Some people get to change history once. No one changes it twice. And what we did last Wednesday night on Dynamite was changed the course of wrestling history. They're calling it the Golden Screwjob. They're calling it the biggest screw job in wrestling since Montreal.
Where he's going.
I don't see it that way.
I'm not even gonna lie, I'm so tired of that Shawn Michaels and Bret Hitman Hart reference. It's over with, dude. Shawn Michaels got a bald spot. Shawn Michaels cut off his hair. Bret the Hitman Hart not even wrestling no more. It's like, that's all what they always go to. And Earl Hebner, it's like, dude, it's over with, dude. It's over with. So, I don't know. Anyways.
I see it as setting the course of history right. Because now, what have you got? You've got what you always wanted. The greatest wrestler in the history of this business, a Hall of Famer in his mid-30s, is your AEW World Champion.
Look at what's his name looking like. What the hell?
We did it together. That's what
Josh
makes
Matthews.
the most special. You see, some people make matches. Some people like to make memories. Kenny Omega and Don Callis, with all that being said, yeah. Do you feel that what happened Wednesday tarnishes? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? No, what is wrong with you? It's okay. Hey, Josh, could you repeat the question, please? Could you repeat the question, please? I just want to make sure I heard it correctly.
Look how he looks.
Okay, no, Don, physically getting involved.
I mean, dude is mad, dude.
Passing you the microphone that you used off the skull of Jon Moxley to become AEW World Champion. Yeah. The way it played out, do you feel... Let me do a little bit of a role reversal here. What if I assume the role of interviewer right now? Let me ask you a question.
All right, I'm gonna cut it short. But in all honesty, man, I think AEW needs to get to the point where they let a rivalry go for a long time. Like Jon Moxley, when he was going against opponents, they didn't last for long. Like when he went against Brian Cage. It didn't last for long. So he really didn't even have a rivalry. And the thing that didn't make sense to me was like when Kenny Omega and John Moxley was going at it, and then it just kind of disappeared out of nowhere. Then it just came back. So it was kind of like, what the hell are y'all doing? Because at first it was like, was John Moxley a good guy or a bad guy? Then the one with Chris Jericho didn't even run after the title. It was just very confusing. With AEW, it just seems like their rivalries are so fast, and see, that's not a good thing because they don't have what WWE has. Like WWE has two brands, so they can do that. You know what I mean? Because they always have people to rotate. AEW, they really don't have people to really rotate. So it's kind of like once you ran through that, you're gonna have to run it again. I mean, yeah, WWE does that, but at the same time, they can switch it because they have Raw and SmackDown and NXT. AEW doesn't have that luxury to do that. So basically what they have is what they have. So it's kind of like you don't want to run through your main stars too fast. I mean, I think they should at least let them at least have 2 matches or 3 matches. But I understand AEW is trying to do something different. They just got used to the waters. But man, I would like to see what happens with Kenny Omega and Impact Wrestling, man. I think it'd be very interesting to see, especially like Seth Callahan and Moose. Moose, man, he been needing that spotlight for a long time. I'm surprised WWE hasn't tried to call Moose, but Moose is a very talented wrestler. I mean, these are all very talented wrestlers. I just feel like AEW just don't have enough time to give people that slot. You know what I mean? I just feel like they have too much talent there. I mean, they have just too much talent, and I feel like they just don't have enough time for them. But you know, man, that's Wrestle Boy, man. Y'all good night. Wrestle Boy. 1, 2, 3. I'm out.